Ooh, so powerful. YouTube recommend me TD Jakes and Steve Harvey video. Listen to this. You're not supposed to know. Life is a mystery. If you take away the mystery, everything you would be certain. You wouldn't need faith. Faith functions best when you don't know. God often put us in a position where we don't know to destabilize us from relying too much on what we know. The more unstabilized your life becomes, the more you have to go inside yourself to stabilize yourself. If you knew everything you have know, faith for discovery, for innovation, because certainty come in uncertainty. Creativity come in on a certainty. Anytime you know too much, you stop living your best self. The answer is inside you. Now, there's a couple of things I want to say. Let's say everything is going good, right? Do you often use faith or you stop using faith? But when you are in chaos and you fall into a hole, right? A black pit, and you don't know how to get out of that black pit, and you couldn't see the light above. And so what do? You build faith, right? You build faith every single day that you're gonna move mountains, that one day you can see the light, that one day that somehow, somewhere you don't know that you will be the best that you can be. But at that dark pit, that dark black pit that you were in, not only that you rebuilt yourself, you rediscover. In that black pit, you start to play with innovation. You start developing creativity more and more. And you start playing the idea, hey, you know what? I'm going to start creating out of uncertainty. You start to use your imagination more, because when you're successful, or when good things happen, you don't use innovation. You don't use your creativity. You don't rebuild yourself because you're comfortable. So when you are in the black pit, you start developing more skills. You're developing more faith to believe in. You get in touch within yourself, and as you get in touch with the self, you get in touch with the other side. That is the creation of life. That's when you discover and rediscover a new power and power, that you're gonna make this out of alive. That whatever you're in, you can make it by believing that there's something working in your favor. But in those dark times when life pushes you around, you start developing your character. You develop to deep roots in yourself, so you won't get knocked down. But if you do get knocked down, remind yourself that this is only temporary. That you can build more and more magnificent things for yourself, or stuff. And then he said the answer is inside you. Okay, so but the problem with this is when people start to say the answer inside you, yes, the answer is inside of you. However, it's what you do with that answer, right? It's what you do with that answer that counts. Because otherwise, if you know the answer is within you, you don't do anything with it. Just like creativity, just like imagination. If it's in your head, it's only in your head. If imagination is only in your head, what's good that do for you? So you have to go from imagination, or the answer within you, to action. That's when your life start making. That's when you start making things happen for you. That's when you start rediscovering your power. It's within and without. It's like you start to play with the idea that maybe that when I find the answer within me, I start building the life that I want outside. It's always the creation inside and out. That's why there's the law of correspondence. As within, so without. As above, so below. As above, so below as above. So when you're below and you want to get above, you better develop the work ethic to get you up there. And when you're uncomfortable, that's the best place for creativity, because certainty doesn't create innovation. It That's why when most company, when they have success, they lose that sense of creativity. They lose that sense of innovation. So they stop growing, and all the smaller companies or whatever, or other people try to beat them, because other people understand innovation. They understand creativity. They understand. They push the boundary between what they know and what they can become. Everything inside of you must produce what's outside of you. It must align to your truth. And as you align to your truth, you fight for your dream. You fight for what you want. Every day when you're in the gutter. Every day when you lose faith. When you lose faith in yourself. Have faith in the power that is greater than you to lift you up from where you are so you can become who you can become. The moment that you're in the pit is your greatest, most treasured, deepest moment that you will have for yourself. When you go inside, that's when you discover something far more profound than the outside world. It's always within you to discover that, and you gotta let that outside of you, right? Nothing happens until you move within the realm of your inside world to the outside world. It's both of that realm. That's why I love T.D. Jakes. Man, I want to get his book, man. That's so motivating, man. Holy shit. And when you start losing that faith, that's when faith calls upon you. It knocks on your door and says, believe in faith. Believe in me, to get you out of where you are. Faith asks you to believe in it. Do you believe in faith? To believe that faith could get you out of any situation that you're in right now? If only you knew how much courage to say, I want this for my life. So when you ask for it, ask with faith. Faith comes when you believe in faith. And, it's funny. When we start to feel comfortable, and when we start to when we're not scared, we're not have uncertainty, we don't use faith as much. We don't use creativity as much. We don't use innovation as much. Because and then when we know too much, that's when we start to not be hungry, not wanting to use what's inside of us. We start to depend on what we know. I mean, I talk about a lot like knowledge and stuff like that, but I like to work on knowledge. I like to work on faith. I like to work on creativity. I like to work on but the thing is, the truth is, I don't like uncertainty. I hate uncertainty. You know how uncertainty that shit is, man? When you don't even know what happened, where, like, it's like this, right? When God tried to, you don't know where God tried to move mountains for you. You don't know where He want you to go, where you want it to be. And I was the other day, my fingers turn a page into the master key system, and they talk about intuition. The greatest people of our life, not our life, the greatest people that ever live go within the solitude. That's where great things happen. Where when you go in solitude, that's where I can't remember the line though, the paragraph. When you go within, that's where all the magnificent things happen, because like all the distraction, all the noise, all the stuff that the average person do, they don't go within, so they start to go without. So it's both, right? So they go outside, try to distract them from the greatest work that they ever could build. So they start to distract them, and so if they go inside, all the best things that they ever want in life is within their power when they have solitude. But if they don't have solitude, nothing happens. So remember, imagination, creativity, it's on the other side. It's on the side of uncertainty, but you have to move that into action, right? It's always action that's needed. That's what missing in the spiritual community. That's what's missing in the law of attraction community, psychic community, and artists need action. That's pretty much for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.